the air on? Good morning, beautiful people. We are just... Okay, the window's open. Just on the way to the local Middle Eastern store near me. Because I am in the mood... I'm not in the mood for a small watermelon today. I need a big ass watermelon. I hope they have huge ones anyway. They normally do. They also sell white flesh sweet potatoes there, which I keep telling you I haven't had in like a year. So...
Please warn me.
My mum's my partner in crime. Because this store we're going to, you can't park outside. You have to like jump out, get your goods, jump back in. Kind of like a drive-by. Not a drive-by shooting. I guess it's a bit like drive-by fruiting because we're going to get watermelon and white flesh sweet potatoes. I always knew my mum would come in handy one day. I'm not gonna lie, I love my mum to bits, but she's a bit of a disgrace because she doesn't... Ooh, the music from that car.
Get around the lockdown thing.
What do you mean?
We're two in a car from different people.
Yeah, but I've told them from the beginning that when during lockdown I was still seeing 2 family members. And one of them was you. My mum doesn't like tahini, but she does come in handy when we're doing drive-bys at the Middle Eastern store. Look. Always got to do the flick test. Also got some big papayas here. Haven't had papaya in years. Do you like white flesh sweet potatoes?
Never had them.
Actually shocking that we're related. Shocking.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing, babe?
That was the fastest call answer ever. Hey.
Okay, I just want you to listen. I want you to listen to this crack. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I actually feel like I bought one that was like, I don't know, like 10 kilos. And it didn't sound promising, but if there's a crack, I'll be very, very happy. Hold on, almost there. Oh my god, what the fuck am I doing? Are you ready? Ooh. Oh my gosh, it's such a pink one and it's so crisp as well.
This really shows how much I love you because I had like a 1 out of 10 watermelon today, but I'm like so happy for you.
I was about to say I wish you were here to share it with me, but to be honest, I wouldn't share this. Wait, let me just give it a little taste test on camera. Yeah. The crack, listen to the crack. Like literally having an orgasm here.
Oh, I love you so much.
Babe, that's a 10 out of 10.
Oh wow, I'm happy for you. Amazing, enjoy.
When I was doing the, you know, like the flick test, that one, it didn't sound like a good one, but then once I heard that crack, once you hear the crack, that's when you know. So if you can't tell, this is pretty big. I'm gonna eat this half now, and then I'll try and save the other half for later. But guys, when it's hot, I don't understand people that don't eat a lot of watermelon. I've said this before. If you don't have access, then fair enough. But if you do, and you don't eat a lot, then it's a bit, like a little bit criminal. I can't wait anymore. I'm just gonna go in for the, but listen to the crack. That's when you know. Super excited about these giant Japanese sweet potatoes, the white flesh ones. I haven't had these ones in absolutely ages. So later I'm gonna do something special with these. But yeah, when the weather's hot, I just crave fruit first thing in the morning. Love to start with fruit. If I can start with watermelon, I prefer to start with that. Especially if I'm exercising in the morning, sweating a lot. And like I've said, the only exercise I'm doing like during this period is going on my bike from between like 30 minutes to maximum 90 minutes, which I showed in my last video, which was like a high calorie day of eating, of what I would eat when I do a lot of training. But typically it's only like 30-45 minutes to get a sweat going. Then I just love to hydrate with watermelon. But I also found some locally grown. See, this is the perks. This is the perks of living in the UK. Yes, the weather 6 months of the year is very depressing and makes you wanna, cry. This is the perks of being a Brit. We put up with shit weather for like 6 months of the year, but in summer we get local berries and they're so good and sweet. Look at that. Look at that. Really, really sweet. It's like actually sweeter than the watermelon. Goes without saying, I don't know why I bother saying this in the intro anymore, even though this isn't really the intro anymore, but I've got a very exciting nut butter review for you coming up later. I'm actually gonna review 2 because I feel like in most of my what I ate in a days recently, I've lowered it to 1, just because I know I'm running out of nut butters to try from around the world. But we're gonna do 2 today, so yeah. It's funny because, hold on, I need another mouthful. One thing I will say though is that I have this kind of breakfast like if I'm gonna be at home all day like editing or working on something like I am today. Because obviously if you eat a watermelon this size in one go, you're gonna be pissing for the next 10 hours. But it's totally worth it. I'm also taking my B12. This is the B12 from Vivo Life, which I take daily. And the lid is very fucking hard to open. Oh no, it's not anymore. Okay, good. That was like the easiest I've ever got in. This one tastes pretty fruity as well. You guys know what the world is like today on YouTube with people that post what I eat in a days and everyone reviewing everyone else's diet, which is not something that I entertain or get involved in. I will say I stand firmly with all of the points that I made in my last video, addressing that kind of world of people that are just reviewing and contradicting and confusing, and I don't want to play any part in that. When I put these videos up for you guys, it's just to, number one, I hope it gives you a form of escapism, because I know I need that sometimes as well through other people that I watch. But number two, I just hope it helps you guys build a healthier relationship with food to the point where you don't overanalyze things and always look at things in terms of like protein, carbs, fats, grams of this, grams of that, like the perfect meal. Like, no. But yeah, the reason I make these videos is just because I want to show you guys a meal inspiration, show you how enjoyable and delicious a plant-based vegan lifestyle can be. And yeah, and also I eat differently all the time. If you're watching one of my what I ate in a days in the winter, obviously I'm not going to be eating watermelon for breakfast. In fact, I'm probably not going to be eating any fruit for breakfast. It would probably be something like avocados with sweet potato, or a protein shake, like a chocolate peanut butter. God, I'm starting to think about that now. I really kind of feel like that. I might have like tofu scramble with greens and like whole grain toast or something. But when it's summer, I know it's not like officially summer yet, but let's face it, it kind of is, because I've already gone orange from the sun. I kind of look like an Oompa Loompa. Anyways, I'm gonna go munch my way through this baby and I'll see you at lunch. Cheers. Alright, it's a few hours later and I'm snacking on this granola before I make lunch. This is the granola by my good friend Zanna Van Dyke. I'm sure a lot of you know her either from YouTube or Instagram. She's such a sweetheart. Like, I offered to send her a jar of my liquid gold, but she refused, and she was like, no, friends support friends, and friends do support friends. So yeah, this is the salted caramel peanut crunch, and I did rip the bag by mistake, but guys, these clusters, yeah, the size of these clusters, like, you guys know that's something I appreciate. With granola, you need big ass clusters, not just like little oaty bits. The flavour's insane. It kind of tastes like salted caramel popcorn, but better. Actually can't stop eating it. It's so good. That crunch. It's salty as well. But that's the thing with granola. Like, it's one of those things that I don't typically buy because I will eat the whole thing in one go. It's never a question of will I eat the whole bag in one go. It's just a question of how fast will Miles eat the whole bag in one go. But I'm gonna pull myself away and I'm gonna make a proper lunch. Gonna make a big, colourful Buddha bowl as usual. Gonna use my air fryer to cook the Japanese sweet potatoes and some butter beans to make them nice and crispy. And then we will make, I was gonna say we'll make some kind of dressing. We won't make some kind of dressing. We will just pour liquid gold all over the top. You best believe. Alright, so I've cut these up into little chunks. I'm actually going to roast these in the oven because I realize they're going to take a different time to cook in the air fryer than the beans. So yeah, we'll just roast them up until they're nice and caramelized. Just a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic infused olive oil. Bam. And like I always say, whenever you're roasting anything or air frying anything, frying anything, always roast up, always cook up extra, because then not only are you saving electricity for next time, but there's nothing, like I always say, there's nothing better than a nice cold sweet potato dunked in liquid gold, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Butter beans are going in. I didn't actually use any salt or pepper or oil. I'm just going to make them crispy and then I guess season them afterwards, cover them in liquid gold and stuff. But anyways, think about, I don't know, 10 minutes. Look at how nice and crispy those are, even without oil. It's kind of like popcorn. Perfect. As you can see, these have come out nice and crispy and caramelized. And yeah, like I always say, these white flesh ones with the pink skin, they taste like vanilla cake. They are just something else. But of course this does need a drizzle of proper runny liquid gold. Wait there. Guys, I have been on rations as well. I know a lot of you guys, look at that. Look at the texture, look at the texture. Look at the texture. If there's one thing that I can honestly say I'm the proudest about in life, it's this texture. And yes, it was very difficult for me to resist, because even I only have one jar left because of course we're sold out. So I knew I had to ration it and wait for this video to open it. So yeah, I'm even down to my last jar myself, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of in panic mode. But again, we are waiting for a huge restock, which should, by the time this video goes up, there's a high chance that it will be back in stock. So yeah, if you click the link down below and it already says sold out, all you need to do is leave us your email address, and then as soon as the next shipment comes in, you'll be notified and you can get a jar of the proper runny gold. Look. Just look. And also, just a huge thank you to everyone who has already managed to get their hands on a jar. Your feedback has just been insanely positive. I'm so glad you're enjoying it so much and that you finally know what proper runny tahini tastes like. So once again, I know I always have to tell you, but this is my huge bowl. At the bottom, I've got a couple heads of romaine, as well as some other dark leafy greens, some pickled red cabbage. This is a whole can of air fried butter beans. And again, like I said, if you've never air fried butter beans, or even if you don't have an air fryer, just roast them in the oven and they become like crispy popcorn. And then you can of course flavor them with like salt and pepper and vinegar and or whatever. Some fresh cherry tomatoes, lots of creamy Hass avocado. And actually it wasn't Hass avocado, avocado. It was one of the ones with the more lighter green flesh, but they're super delicious and creamy. And then I've got two of those large Japanese sweet potatoes roasted up, and they are, like I said, they taste like vanilla cake. This variety is definitely a lot more starchy than regular sweet potatoes, but they're so sweet, I love it. But we need a drizzle. We need a good drizzle. Very generous drizzle, if you know what I'm chatting about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going in. Oh, I tell you, these crispy are... Actually, do you know what? I need to try one of the sweet potatoes by themselves first, because this is a monumental moment in time. I have not had white flesh sweet potato in about a year. My favorite sweet potato ever is the Hana sweet potato. I think it's called Hana Yam. The one that is white on the outside and white on the inside. They're just like sweet caramel. But these ones are like cake. The flavor is so uniquely different compared to regular sweet potatoes. I would say they just taste a lot more like vanilla, if you know what I mean. And happily apply to face. Cheers. I know earlier in the video I did say I was going to review two, but it turns out I'm just going to be doing one. So Sorry for lying, but it is what it is, so just get over it. But I'm actually excited about this one. Yet again, we have another one from M&S, Marks and Spencer's. It's so funny, when I reviewed one of their ones in one of my last videos, someone left a comment saying Marks and Spencer's is basically just an overpriced food haul. It's just like the most true statement of all time, if I'm being honest. I thought I'd already tried this one, but it turns out that this one is brand new. So obviously they've done something to change the recipe. This is their crunchy cashew butter with peanuts and sea salt. It does look very thick. It was cheap though, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, ingredients. Roasted cashew nuts, sunflower oil, palm oil. Okay, I didn't realize it had palm oil. I know I should read the ingredients while I'm in the shop, but sometimes I just get so carried away. Okay, there's palm oil. I lose points for that. I take responsibility. Roasted peanuts, cane sugar, and sea salt. Is that even necessary? What, why? Just an extra barrier to piss me off. I can tell this is, look. I mean, talk about runny, talk about, yeah. Glass on the outside, brick on the inside. So yeah, this is not, this is whole earth texture. This is whole earth territory right here. This is grade A clay. I don't know, does clay come in grades? I actually don't know. If it did though, I mean, this would be an A because, I mean, look. All right, texture, 0 out of 10. You still need to taste it. Cheers. I mean, yeah, texture-wise, pile of shit. It's the kind of stuff that you can't even, like, spread on toast because it would, like, break your toast as you were spreading. But the flavor, I love it. It's like the perfect balance between sweet cashews and peanuts, and it's salty, and it's sweet, and it's... I definitely recommend this, but then again, I can't really recommend it because it has fucking palm oil in it. I don't know why people are still putting palm oil in their products in 2020. Anyways, I'll see you at dinner.